When Clement Moore's famous Night Before Christmas is read at Christmas time, our children have no doubt about the meaning of the lines. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in the hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. St. Nicholas, of course, means Santa Claus. Few people realize that there was a real Santa Claus whose name was simply a shortened form of St. Nicholas, and he lived not at the North Pole, but in beautiful southwestern Turkey. Let's take a look at the country around Patara, near Antalya, on the southern coast of Turkey, to see how different the home of the real Santa Claus was from that of the traditional Santa Claus, who uses tiny reindeer and a sleigh to get him from his snowy workshop, the North Pole, to the rooftops of all the children who are not naughty but nice. These scenes are along the Mediterranean coast of Turkey near St. Nicholas's home. This section is known as the Turkish Riviera. The climate is subtropical, and Antalya is famous for its oranges and lemons. St. Nicholas was born in the 4th century at Patara, an important seaport mentioned in the New Testament and visited by the Apostle Paul, who was born not far from there in the city of Tarsus. There is no longer a harbor in Patara, but there are still fascinating remains of the many civilizations that have left their mark on Turkey, such as the Persian, Greek, Byzantine, and the Roman. Today, the home of St. Nicholas is all but deserted. It is, however, in the midst of one of the greatest archaeological treasure sites in the world. Everywhere are ruins of temples, palaces, marketplaces, just waiting for the scholars and visitors of the future. Here, for example, is one of the fine theaters of the Roman period. It seated 25,000 people and is probably the best preserved of all the surviving theaters at that time. In this magnificent structure, the Turkish State Theater held its annual drama festival. Shakespeare's Julius Caesar was very appropriately the first production. Here's the Roman Arch of Patara, through which St. Nicholas must have passed many times during his boyhood. And here is the aqueduct which brought water to his house. When he was a young man, St. Nicholas made a pilgrimage to the Holy Land, and there he performed miracles that gave evidence of his saintliness. On his return, he made his home at Myra, now called Demric, about 40 miles eastward from Patara along the coast. Myra was the seat of the bishopric, and Nicholas became a bishop, presiding over the devout Christians of that era. St. Nicholas Church still stands today. What is visible is a fairly recent structure covering the original building, now entirely below the level of the ground. The silt brought down by old rivers have nearly buried the church of St. Nicholas, but thanks to the worshippers down through the centuries, who have kept its interior free from silt and covered over its old walls, the church is still in an excellent state of preservation. Inside, it is still impressive. The simple brick vaults and domes are relatively modern, but they provide a dignified protection for the ancient portions that are still underground. Eight frescoes are still visible on the ceiling, and Byzantine mosaics cover the floor. The church was pillaged many times during history, and little remains of the once beautiful decorations. In one of the side arches is the tomb of St. Nicholas. It is an imposing sarcophagus set into a vaulted niche. The marble coffin was broken into by vandals, and the body of the saint was stolen. It was later recovered and was reburied in southeastern Italy, in a church that still stands, dedicated to St. Nicholas. Only a few bones of the saint, now carefully guarded, remain in Turkey. The Church of St. Nicholas, now more than 1,600 years old, has for centuries been a great Christian shrine to which pilgrimages have been made by the faithful. Around St. Nicholas have grown many legends, His generosity and kindness, demonstrated in many good deeds, have carried over into the characteristics of Santa Claus. St. Nicholas Day is December 6th, the day of his death, celebrated especially in Holland. It is a time of goodwill and with an exchange of gifts. That spirit, merging with Christmas, has in America moved the Saints' Day to December 25th, when St. Nicholas in his familiar role of Santa Claus brings gifts. St. Nicholas's home in Turkey, recognized by the Turkish government as a place of interest to tourists, is once again taking its proper place in the celebration of Christmas. In Turkey, the year this film was made, the face of Santa Claus and a picture of the Church of St. Nicholas were commemorated on special stamps, and arrangements were made with lovers of the good saint and stamp collectors all over the world to have Christmas cards and parcels postmarked from the original home of Santa Claus. The stamps were issued early that December and were sold at a very high premium. Here, the American ambassador to Turkey at that time, His Excellency Avery Warren, is sending out cards on which appears St. Nicholas and his church. When Santa Claus comes to your house this Christmas, remember that he is really a bishop named St. Nicholas, who was born and lived most of his life in Turkey. We are told that American children living with their parents in Turkey and hearing this story of St. Nicholas are convinced there really is a Santa Claus.
Far up in the snowlands, no one knows where, there is a great house surrounded by evergreens and blanketed with falling snow. In this dream house all year long, there is hustle and bustle, scurrying feet, and the constant tap, tap, tap of workers' malice as Santa Claus and his helpers prepare for that great day, Christmas. This home symbolizes sacrifice, generosity, and unselfish effort for others. And here he is, dear old St. Nicholas, with 3 of his faithful helpers, Peppy, Zippo, and Click.
Here are letters from good little boys and girls all over the world. Now, there isn't very much time left, so we must keep busy.
Yes, there is much to be done, for children everywhere believe wholeheartedly in this grand old man. This means constant toil and tinkering, so that thousands of presents will be ready to make Christmas Day the happiest in all the year. Meanwhile, the workshop of Santa Claus is buzzing with activity. Industriously and happily, they fill his many bags with toys and presents for all. And so, the day before Christmas arrives. His work done, Santa prepares to leave for his long ride through the sky.
Now then, you be good little boys while I'm away. Now look, Ed, you know I've got a lot to do. But I'll be back before long. So, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It is Christmas Eve, and in every home throughout the land, they prepare for the coming of the jolly old man with a long white beard and presents for all.
Mother, we have one more wreath left. May I put it in the window?
Yes, dear, do.
All right.
Darling,
Oh, you got the wreath, Martha. That's fine.
That's a nice one.
Now say goodnight to Daddy, darling.
Oh, Mommy, can't we have Martha sing a Christmas carol before we go to bed? That's a nice
Why, yes,
one.
dear, I think so. What do you say, Daddy?
Why, I think that'll be fine. Wouldn't you like to sing "O Come All Ye Faithful," Martha?
Why, yes, Daddy.
That's fine. I'll play for
Oh, come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Amen.
That was lovely, Martha.
Thank you, Mother.
Now run along to bed, darlings, and we'll be up and tuck you in. later.
Okay.
Hurry up.
Come on.
Over the housetops and through the snow, dancing and prancing his reindeer goes, spreading the message, goodwill and good cheer, that the spirit of Christmas may last through the year. As sleepy-eyed children lie snug in their beds, old Santa is driving high over their heads. Over the housetops and through the snow, dancing and prancing his reindeer goes. Here's a young hopeful who can't sleep at all. Compared to the others, her stocking's too small. So down to the mantel she tiptoes with fear that all will be spoiled if the others should hear.
Whoa, Prancer! Whoa, Dancer!
And while his reindeer stand patiently by, ready to dash ahead at his next command, Santa Claus prepares to take his big bag of toys down the chimney. Each gift a symbol of love, of friendship, of peace and happiness. It's a long way down, but the jolly old fellow is used to it. Here he is at last. But dreams are disturbed by visions of what is going on. His bag empty, St. Nick returns to his empty sleigh, back to the snowlands for another bagful of happiness for other good little boys and girls. And then the great day arrives. Like all other children, they don't know what to do first. With so many presents all around them, so many things to play with, so much to talk about.
I got railroad trains and a scooter. Oh! And boy, all the kids will rave about it. Yeah, and they'll rave about this too. This is a nice one. The other kids have some, but this is nice. They never had this on before. I bet not.
Merry Christmas, darling. Oh, look what we have over here.
Merry Christmas, dear. Oh, how beautiful.
And I got a doll. Yeah, I got lots of
But Santa made a grave mistake. He left a railroad train for Jackie. He should have left it for Daddy. Because fathers and mothers never grow up. Not on Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to all.
With peace and goodwill to all men.